When you're running ads, here's how to look at the bigger picture. Now, what is the purpose in running an ad anyhow? In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the purpose in running an ad and how to get 10 times the results you're probably getting right now. I mean, crazy good results, and we're starting right now. Hey, I'm JR Fisher. If you're new to my channel, do me a favor, subscribe, hit that button below. I would really appreciate that. And the bell, you gotta ring the bell. The bell's right next to the button. It's really easy to find. If you look down there, it'll make that nice noise when you ring it. If you smash it hard enough, you gotta hit it hard enough for it to make that noise. Then you gotta turn on all notifications so that you become part of the Fisher family, the VIP group that gets access to these videos before anybody else does. I can actually email you and tell you as soon as one of those videos go up. Now, don't forget, I need your comments, I need your input. Okay, so if you got questions about ads, this is the place to ask it. It wouldn't be someplace else. It would be right here in the comments. Put your comment down there. If you're having success with ads, we want to hear about that too. Put that in the comments. Also, I've got a free course for you, $97 course that is absolutely free. All you've got to do is click in the link below. There's no credit card required. Now let's get started and let's figure out why you're running these ads and how to look at the bigger picture and maybe 10 times your results. Okay, so basically what we're going to do in this video is I'm going to talk to you about looking at the whole picture, because too often we think running an ad is to run an ad and to sell a product, and that's the whole picture, and that's just not the whole picture. There's a lot of parts to this picture that we're going to be missing out if we think of it that way. I want you to think of running ads as kind of like a staircase. Now as you approach a staircase, you know what your goal is. Your goal is to be at the top of the staircase and you're at the bottom of the staircase. If you go from the bottom and take one big step to the top, there's some bad things that could happen. You can slip, you could fall, you may not reach the top. And although your goal at the top is actually to make a sale and you're at the bottom now, you've got to go through each step. And that's how we need to think about advertising. If you run an ad and your goal is to sell something, and you run an ad and it doesn't work the first time around, and you don't understand that there's a lot of other components to it, you're going to get discouraged, and it's going to seem really difficult, and it may even prevent you from running another ad. I've seen this happen over and over again. So let's think of all the different parts that go into an ad. The first part is actually you're getting your name out there. You're getting your name and your brand in front of people so that they can see it, so they can recognize it. So somebody could see one of my ads today and not buy anything and not opt into anything, and then maybe a year later or 2 years later they can see another ad of mine and go, I remember that one, it's stuck in my brain for some reason, I remember it, I'm gonna go ahead and buy that product. So you could initially say, well, that first ad did you no good, JR, because you didn't sell anything to that person, but it did do me good because it got my name in front of them. As I run my ads, it's going to get that brand awareness. It's going to maybe give people content they're going to enjoy. Maybe they'll opt in, maybe they'll visit my webpage, maybe they'll go to my YouTube channel, maybe they'll do one of these things, go to my Facebook page. But the point is, every time I get my name out there through ads, there's a big picture to it. There's other things I'm trying to accomplish. When we're thinking about the big picture of ads, we want to do a few things. Number one is we want to block our time off. It's really super important to block off the right amount of time so you have time to actually run these ads, you have time to design these ads, and you have time to really figure out what your goal is. Number two, what if the big picture looks too big? What if it's scary? What if it's daunting? What if it's something like, oh my God, I've never done that before? Here's what you need to do is you need to actually get help. If that big picture looks too big to you, you need to have somebody break it down for you, to help you out, to help you figure out what your real goals are. Like I said in the beginning, running that ad in the beginning may seem like I need to run an ad, I need to get to the top of the staircase, I need to sell somebody something, when in fact you're running an ad basically to learn things. That's what initial ads are for, is we do a whole bunch of different pictures and we run them to foreign countries and we see which picture worked the best. So that was not to sell anything, because none of those countries are going to buy anything, but once we figure out what picture worked, then we can narrow it down to the picture we're actually going to use for our conversion ads. So if that big picture looks too big for you and you can't break it down into these components, ask for help from someone. You know, I have courses on it, there's links below on how to do that, there's other videos on this channel, but that's what you need to do in the beginning. Number 3, get the real picture. The real picture is ads have several different steps to them. Now I mentioned just a second ago that we run ads and we put our image there to see which image gets clicked on the most, and we'll send it to India, Pakistan, and the Philippines, and we'll run that ad to those countries as an engagement ad. And the reason we do that is the goal is not to sell anything. Like I said, the goal is to see what the real picture is, and the real picture is to see what the real picture is, if you know what I mean. In other words, which one of those pictures is going to do better. That is gathering that data that I'm going to need to actually run my ads. Number 4, check your way of thinking. Your way of thinking is so important because, you know, I had a client the other day and she wanted to run ads, and that's great. You know, I'm all for it. I'm all for helping her run ads. She didn't have a sales page to send it to. She just wanted to send the ads to her website and hope people would look around the website and buy something. And I know from experience in 2010 that doesn't work. You can't just send people to a random page. So it's really important to check your way of thinking, because in the beginning you don't even know how to think. You don't understand what your goals are because you haven't done this before. Number 5, join others. And what do I mean by that is let's find some other people that are running ads. I've run ads, so I have courses on that, so that's an excellent place to start. But if not me, somebody else. Find somebody who's running ads and see what their method is. Can you share your big task with them about what you're trying to do, and could they help you break that down a little bit? It's always a good idea to get somebody else's eyes on it, unless it's friends or family. Please don't do that. Find somebody who's actually doing it and getting results. Number 6 is slot in the R's. So this is re-envision. Okay, you got to be able to look at stuff differently. You got to be able to repair whatever the results are. You got to be able to revise whatever you're doing, and you got to be able to redo what you're doing. So understand that when you're running ads, it's not going to be an ad and it works or it doesn't work. It's just not like that when you're running ads. When you're running ads, it's going to be something you're going to constantly adjust. You know, maybe you're going to adjust your audience that it's going to. Maybe you're going to try 5 or 10 or 20 audiences. Maybe you're going to change what the headline is. Maybe you're going to change where you put the opt-in on the page. Maybe you're going to change the price on it. Maybe you're going to change the color on it. And these constantly changing things are going to be what helps you tweak it. Now, in a software we use called Kartra, you can split test them. I can make one change on the page and leave the other page the way it is and send half my traffic to one page and half to another page, and I can see which one converts better. And then depending on which one converts better, I may change a color, I may change an image and do another test on that. Now I will tell you, only want to change one variable at a time. If you change 2 or 3 variables, you won't know which one made the difference. Number 7, have faith in yourself. Okay, and people say, well, I can't do that until other people have faith in me. Nobody will ever have faith in you until you have faith in yourself. Okay, unless you have a really close loved one that encourages you and tells you you're great and all that every single day. Bottom line is you got to give yourself some self-talk. You got to tell yourself that I'm good at this, and I'm going to be good at this, and I can succeed at this because other people have succeeded at it, and I know I can do it. And that's kind of what I had to do with me. It was like I didn't have any knowledge, and I couldn't type, and I didn't know how to sell stuff online. But I looked around and I said, those people aren't any smarter than me. I can learn anything I need to know, and I can build my business. And since then, we've sold millions of dollars of physical and digital products on thousands of sites, including Walmart. And my goal was not to sell anything on Walmart. My goal was not to sell millions of dollars worth of products. It was just to sell some products, and I knew I could do that if I just figured out the basics. Number 8, create a mental image. Now, create a positive mental image. Okay, too often we have these bad thoughts, and we think of our bank account draining, and we think about the bills we can't pay, and we think about the failure and how we're going to look in everybody's eyes when our friends and family see that we failed. And that's what's killing you, or prevent you from doing anything at all. I've talked to people who say, I can't do any of these things because if I fail, my friends and family will see it. It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if you fail. I've failed many times. I will continue to fail, and it doesn't bother me anymore. Maybe it's because of the age I got to, or because I've had so many failures it doesn't make any difference, but I know that some of them will be successes. So understand that these failures, they're going to happen. No big deal. Don't let it bother you. The next one, number 9, is find success stories. These are pretty motivational, and I did this a lot, and I still do this to this day. You know, I watch some cooking channels, and I'll see somebody who has 800,000 subscribers. I'm like, oh wow, man, that's crazy. It's so many. What a success. And then 2 years later, Mark Wiens is one of them. I'll mention him in here. Then he has 5.6 million. I'm like, wow. You know, and when you look at stuff like that and you see these success stories, and and if you want to have some fun on a YouTube channel, go to somebody who you think is a great YouTuber that you love their videos, go up and sort their videos and sort it to the first video they ever did, and look at the quality of that video compared to the ones they're doing nowadays. They all started off learning. You will start off learning. You will get there as long as you don't quit. Number 10, build skill sets. Get good at other things. Now, I have not gotten good at typing. I'm not going to tell you I have, but I have gotten good at doing ads. I have gotten good at writing ad copy. I have gotten good at using email providers. I have gotten good at a lot of things. I could sit here and list them, but none of these things I knew how to do when I started. When I started, I didn't know how to do any of these things. So build these skill sets. Learn how to do more things. Too often a new person will want to come online and sell products, and they're like, well, I want to hire somebody to build a page, and I want to hire somebody to do my ads, and I want to hire somebody to make images. Learn some of this stuff yourself. You won't be the best at it, but I think it's important to learn some of all of it so that you can even manage who's doing this stuff for you if you do decide to hire somebody. In the beginning, I didn't have the money to hire anybody. I think I hired somebody to make some images for me, and he way overcharged me, and I can do them now within minutes, and I didn't realize at the time how much he was overcharging me. But I didn't even have the software to do an image. I didn't know how to build these things. I didn't know how to get rid of a background or do any of this stuff, but I learned those skills along the way. So now when I have small jobs like that, I can just knock it out for myself. I don't have to send it to anybody. I don't have to pay anybody. Learn new skill sets. Okay, so I hope this helped you out. If it did, give me a thumbs up right down there. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a big subscribe button down there. You got to hit that, but more importantly, you got to smash the notification button, because just because you subscribe, it doesn't do you any good until you hit the notification button and you turn on all notifications. It means you'll be subscribed, but I won't be able to tell you when I do a new video. If you hit that notification bell and you smash it really hard, not only will you hear that cool bell sound, but I'll be able to send you an email letting you know every single time I do a new video. Now that's pretty cool stuff. And don't forget, I did promise you a $97 e-commerce course. You can get that by clicking the link below. There's no cost. You don't have to put in a credit card. You just click and learn. Let me hear your comments. What have you tried out? What gave you some successes? Put it in the comment section below. If you've got any questions, I'd love to hear what those are. I answer all of those, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little bell right there so you can be notified every time I do a new video. Also, click on one of those videos there. Keep watching on my channel.